What's up, guys? Just wanted to say hello. Um, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be streaming busking today. I might. Depends on if a couple of things happen this morning. But I'm doing some deliveries right now. I'm in the kind of the middle between a couple. Um, so yeah, just wanted to jump on here, say hello. Thanks everyone for following the channel and for sorry, I'm just looking at something happening in front of me that looks very suspicious. Anyway, all good. Thanks for following the channel. Thanks for watching the live streams on Friday and Saturday. I did with my two kids. That was a lot of fun. Kids are really enjoying playing music with me on Fifth Avenue, and they're enjoying making money. It's a lot of fun, man. It's sort of like, it reminds me of when we were living in Hawaii. We were living in 23 and 24, 2023, 24. We were living in Haiku. First Kihei, then we moved to Haiku, to this farmhouse that I found, and it was pretty awesome. There were all these mature fruit trees on the farm, and so there were soursop, oranges, some mangoes, a lot of coconuts. Gosh, what else was on there? Grapefruit. There's a giant grapefruit tree right outside our main door. The kids used to climb the grapefruit tree, and that's why I don't get nervous when my kids climb trees, because they're such good climbers from Hawaii. I mean, they were from a very young age. My daughter, my oldest, Sage, was always good at climbing. She's always had great balance, and my son's the same way. They're just really good at climbing. We were at Baker Park the other day, and there's a tree right next to the playground that they like to climb. And I was there with another parent and their kids aren't as comfortable climbing, and so she was kind of freaking out. My son was talking about going to the top of the tree, and I didn't even cross my mind that it was going to be dangerous. Anyway, when we were living in that farmhouse in Haiku, in Maui, we started a farm stand, and so every day, one of the things the kids would do, it was me and the kids, it was our project. We would collect all the fruit from our farm, and we would put them out on a bench that we created out on West Kuiaha Drive, I think. West Kuiaha Drive, I think is the street name. And we made a sign. We called it Sage and Wolfgang Farm, and there was like a little, there's a little tip, not a tip, but like a jar where people would put their money, and we had prices for everything and stuff, and so it was an honor system. And there was a lemon tree and a lime tree. That's right, these giant lemons, lemon, lime, soursop, coconut, bananas, oranges. There was one orange tree right where I used to park my truck that was absolutely delicious, and I was loving it. I would have, every time I would pull my truck in, I would just grab an orange, coming and going. It was awesome. Anyway, so we would create this really nice display, and so it was work. The kids we had to haul we got a carriage to haul all the fruit down to the edge of the driveway. It was a bit of a hike, and then we would arrange it and talk about the best ways to arrange it. We also sold flowers. We created little bouquets of exotic flowers and stuff, wildflowers that were growing around the farm. And so we talked, it was hard work, like hauling the stuff, picking the fruit, then hauling the stuff. And then we would talk kind of about marketing, about what the best way is to display the fruit, and pricing, and what the best price would be, and stuff like that. And the kids had it was absolutely great, because the kids were making some money, and they were learning about entrepreneurship, and it's kind of like their lemonade stand, So that was really cool. This is when we're busking together on the street in Naples and we're playing music. It reminds me of that, We're living in an RV right now. I have 100% custody. We do not have a farm, but one of my goals soon is to buy a house here in East Naples, somewhere out in the country that has some fruit trees, so we can replicate what we were doing in Maui, because Florida is really, Southwest Florida specifically, is one of the only areas in the continental United States that has the same climate, you have the same ability to grow identical fruit that you can grow in Maui, in Hawaii. So that's one of the reasons we came back to Florida originally. We were going to buy a house in Pine Island, and we were very close to buying this crazy house in Pine Island last year before my wife and I separated. Thank God we didn't. And jackfruit. There was no jackfruit on the farm we were on. We were renting, but jackfruit became one of my favorite. Dorian and jackfruit became really... I had jackfruit for the first time out in Hana at, what's the name? I think it was Hana Family Farm or something like that. There's this organic farm way out in Hana, and we did a tour of it, and I got this jackfruit that was just like so good. And I'd eat it raw, we would fry it, you put it in smoothies. Yeah. So my dream is to replicate some of those farming techniques and that produce here in Southwest Florida. Organic, truly tropical, truly exotic. Dorian, jackfruit, soursop, starfruit. There was this giant starfruit tree at the farm that that was so good. I mean, it was like the Garden of Eden. It really was. And we started a compost bin. We started a couple vegetable gardens, and we started growing like basil and carrots and sweet pea. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. If you guys like the channel, please give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers here. And give me 1 second, I just gotta check on something. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. It'd be great if we could get to 500 subscribers this week, so that when we go and play on Friday night, we can celebrate having 500 subscribers. I know that really helps to elevate the channel and bring it into kind of the next level, and super chats become much easier to deal with. Let me see the chat here. Speaking of chats. Hi, Easy Life with Shweta. My last name is O'Donnell, and I'm originally from Massachusetts. But I'm living here in Naples, Florida, with my my 2 kids. I'm a songwriter, musician, entrepreneur, traveler, dreamer, writer, poet, novelist, delivery driver, jack of all trades, parent, dad, homework helper, cook, chef, you name it, I do it. DIY mechanic, RV specialist. I've been living in an RV for 4 years, on and off now. The only time in the last 4 years I wasn't living in the RV was from April of 2023 to July of 2024. Actually, June of 2020. No, July. No, July of 2024. I was not living in the RV. And then for a handful of months last summer, when we moved back to Florida, I was not living in the RV. But actually, a year ago this week, I left Florida for Oregon to go haul the trailer, our fifth wheel trailer from Oregon back to Florida, because my wife and I were separating, and I was gonna live in the trailer, and I'm still living in that trailer. I found an RV park about 10 minutes from the condo where my wife is still living in our condo. And yeah, man, I'm sober. I go to AA. I did not go to a meeting today for the first time in a while. I just wanted to do some deliveries and try to make some money, because I have rent coming up on the RV spot next week. So yeah, I'm just taking life one day at a time. I was up late last night. I could not get to sleep. I've been sick with this cough that my son got at school. He's basically over it, but now I have it. It is just one of these, and I had it like maybe a month and a half ago. It's just one of these debilitating coughs that, like, you have gunk and you're trying to get it up and it won't let you get up, and like your eyes hurt when you cough, and your whole body just hurts. So man, it's just, they got something, my daughter got a little something, my son got something at camp over the summer, and then I got it, and then the same thing happened when we went back, the kids went back to school last week. So, if you're a parent with young kids, you know what I'm talking about. The kids go to school, they get sick, and you get sick. So I'm just dealing with that right now, trying to take a lot of vitamin C and like try to eat well and stuff. But I couldn't sleep last night. It was hot, and the AC was, man. I found out later in the night that there was a little window open in my kid's room, and it's this emergency window. It's like a fire escape window, but it's got a little issue with it. But if you tap it with your foot, then it can open up. Anyway, it was open, and so that's where all the AC was going. All right, I gotta go do a delivery. I'll jump back on the